And I want to clear up some things because that's what I like to do. Clear up things. There's always two sides to every story, and people never hear my side of the story because I don't get close to a whole lot of people. People try to change the narrative to benefit them anyway. Uh, I don't know, one of my uncles, I don't know what his problem is. I really don't. But it's always like he's always trying to make people think in the community that I'm not doing things. I do a lot to help people, but a lot of people have that sometimes they go above and beyond, and they fail to realize and they forget things too. I think he got some of them got old, early stages of dementia. So I don't put myself in a situation to keep when a person keeps asking, and keep asking for certain things. Sometimes I just act like I don't hear them. It's the easiest way for me to keep my peace. So I don't let nobody try to trick me out of my position. Um, but I focused on me and my son. But the closer me and my son's bond gets, sometimes it bothers other people for some reason. And I don't know. I get it. I get my problems to God, and I pray that they do the same too, and stop bothering me. And there's certain things that people like to bring up. They like to bring up a person's past, and they sometimes they don't even realize the real truth. I wouldn't have been doing nothing, and I wouldn't have been on anything. But it seems like sometimes be your family, be your closest one to you that try to push stuff off on you, try to keep you under the influence so they can control the narrative to benefit them. Man, I don't do nothing. That's why I don't go nowhere. When you in Rome, sometimes when you go to other people's places, you in Rome. So sometimes you do as Romans do. But if you don't go to Rome, you don't put yourself in an environment, you don't put yourself in them situations, or you're not around people, then you should. I mean, that's how I'm able to function and stick to myself. I don't bother nobody. Um, then people like to bring up a situation that took place probably back in 2012. There was an older lady that I used to know. I knew this woman since I was 16, 17 years old. Her name she went by 5G at that time. Bobby Wright, that was her name. Bobby Lynn Wright. But everybody knew 5G was she was a working woman. That's what she did. But she always took care of me. She was paying. People probably know, but she was paying for my schooling when I was at Wake Tech. She was making sure I stayed in school, and then she was giving me the pussy whenever she wanted to, because she told me as long as I stayed in school, I was cool. But it was a situation that took place in 2012. People try to they don't know that whole story of the situation. That was back when I had a BlackBerry. Those charges didn't stick during those times because a lot of people made up rumors and lies. They couldn't. None of them could get their story straight. All their stories didn't make sense. The motions of discovery that my lawyer showed me, none of their stories made sense. They were all off. Um, but the real truth is, when they got access, that's why these phones are very important. My BlackBerry, the conversations that she had with me, she called me. I just got off work. She called me to come pick her up from that location to take her to pick up. She wanted to go see her daughter. She had a daughter and a son. But when I got there the first time to the location where she called me to, no one came to the door. She didn't answer her phone, so I left. And then she called me back. And I turned around. I went back to the house. And when at that time I got to the house, I said, she called me. I knocked on the door. The dude came to the door. He said, no, she's not here. I'm like, man, she just called me. So I left again. But that time, when I left that time, there was screaming going on in the back room. At that time she was screaming, but I didn't realize she was having a train ran on her in the back room. When I entered the house, there were 5 or 6, 7 dudes there in that house, and one of them tried to attack me. Now I don't know what place out there, but I know I did whatever I had to do to get myself out of that house, out of that situation, to get myself away from there. I ain't got no problem. I never had a problem with that woman. But then when people told me the amount of damage that was done after the fact, after I left, I'm like, man, now I know I didn't do all that. But when you go into a house, when a woman calls you over to a house and it's 5 or 6, 7 dudes there waiting on you, that seemed like a setup. Man, you gonna do everything you can to get up out of there. You ain't gonna try to rob me. You ain't gonna let nobody rob me like that. And at that time, at that time I did. When they came and got my firearm, I showed it to them. I had just bought it. Had never ever been even fired. So somebody else fired a weapon because somebody went to Wake Med during that time. But the bullet casings they found off the ground didn't match mine. So I'm saying, man, the people don't know the whole truth. And I wish people would get their story together and stop trying to bring up a person's past or old stuff and trying to make a person a target. All I'm trying to do, man, as a black man, be in my son's life so he know, hey, the ways of the world. Know the ways of the world. And I also want him to learn that, hey, man, these women out here are tricky. I told him a while back, he's becoming into middle school. He's a 6th grader in middle school. I told him, I said, any female he gets close to as he gets older, if he can't handle seeing her being with another person or sleeping with another person, I said, then he don't love her. I'm letting him know that now. If you can't, as a man that really says they love their female, their woman, if they can't handle to see their woman either sleeping or leaving, then being with another person, that's not love. Because the real love, hey, whether a person make a mistake or not, you're always gonna welcome them back with open arms. So I told him, don't get caught up in what you see, what you hear, because these women, they're human just like me, and they're gonna make mistakes. I don't worry about what nobody do. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that to say, no matter what people may say about that situation 2012, 5G had been doing what she did, and many females, I ain't never been attached to no female like that, yo. Because I know what they're capable of doing. I got an older sister, so I know what they're capable of doing. I don't know, brother. That whole open and close just like a rubber band, man. And it close right back up. I'm trying to tell you, boy, don't get close to them. If you really love them, realize that they're capable of making mistakes, but don't let no one put you in a situation where you have to defend for yourself all the time when you're out in public. And I refuse to marry or date a woman who can't control her flesh anyway. And everybody knew back in the day, every female that they seen me out walking around in public with, they were up for, that was a bird, boy. Shoot, birds of a feather, man. Hey, they up for grabs, brother. You know what I'm saying? Drop some bird feed out there. If she come, she yours for the day. Other than that, no one ever seen my mane. I ain't never let nobody see my mane. Because I'm good without one. For real, I do everything myself, my own, and I go to sleep at night in peace. I don't need to. I'm going to be honest with you. And it probably might hurt a lot of people. The only thing a female might be able to do for me, and I'm sad to say it, a female might be able to help me bust a nut. But other than that, brother, please, man, I ain't sweating them. I ain't sweating them. I ain't chasing them neither. I don't need them. I done did enough of that in my time. I'm chasing that money. I'm chasing that bag. Trying to get back the money that I invested into other people who didn't see the value in me. And I'm also trying to get them back the money that people stole from me and my time that people stole from me. I ain't got time to chase these ducks out here, man. For real. You got birds of a feather flock together, and then you got these old men with moles on their face. They ain't nothing but trolls. And then you got you could tell a man with an ugly, nasty spirit. He looked just like a troll. Most of them got moles on their face. Then you got crabs in the bucket, boy. For real, man. Pay attention to your surroundings, yo. Pay attention to your surroundings. Be observant. Get into that word. If you just fear, feed your natural, y'all be blessed, be encouraged.